Hey everyone! Kidder Music Service is one of the greatest assets to our school district. From providing day-to-day materials like reeds and valve oil to purchasing pieces of sound and instrumental equipment, there isn't anything they can't do. Kidder Music Service helps our students sound the best they can each and every day, and we are proud to call them a Music in the Making sponsor. If you are looking for similar materials for your school, don't hesitate to call and ask for assistance and mention us, Music in the Making, today. Their number is 309-692-4040 or visit kiddermusic.com, that's Kidder music.com today for all your music classroom needs. And now, on to the podcast. Welcome to Music in the Making.
That's illegal.
I want to be with you everywhere. A Halloween party. Oh, that's fun. Let's talk about work.
That's not what I said. Well, and I like Stanridge, so it's like I kind of.
Oh, you guys are friends?
Yeah,
You guys
I
are
talked to.
friends?
Yeah, we talked
Talked to him last week.
a whole 5 minutes at Midwest last year. We are 3 high school and junior high music teachers from West Central Illinois.
And someone had to go to the bathroom during intermission and missed it. And that someone is me.
Yeah! Each week we will talk about our experiences in the classroom, community, and personal lives too. Please welcome your hosts, Lisa Hallen.
We say move all this stuff down there, and then it gets moved, and then I'm like, oh my gosh, why have we moved that from there to there to there? Stop recording.
Art Martinez. Happy Friday if it's not a Friday, or Saturday or Sunday, or if you're Lisa, it's a week later. And Kevin Ferry.
Oh, what you're talking about.
During class.
Oh. All right, welcome back everyone to another episode of Music in the Making. I'm going to say up front, I apologize for it sounding a little weird. I forgot the microphone we normally use to record at the school. I was going to pick it up after the pep band game on Friday night, but I just kind of, my brain was not exactly functioning at 100%, especially after a long day of school followed by a pep band game. So doing a little bit different this time. We got the lovely and always talented and always a happy guest to the podcast, the wonderful Dr. Mrs. Martinez.
Was that sarcastic?
No,
Okay.
because the people love you, the Dr. Mrs.
Okay. Thank you. Those are high remarks.
As always, we only accept the best guests, of course.
Oh, okay.
So with us today. So I figured having Dr. Mrs. on, we could talk about her concert. We didn't really get a chance to do that before we all left for break, and it was a bit chaotic going into winter break. But so I know it's been a little bit, but let's just kind of talk about how the concert went. So if you can remember, maybe recall, I should say, back to the week of the concert. You're trying to get everyone like in rehearsals and stuff. So like, what's all that like?
It went all right, I guess. It went about pretty normal. It's always stressful the first week or two before the concert, and you don't always feel like it's going to come together. And I talked about this to some friends, how preparing for a concert is going through the 5 stages of grief, and just you are in denial that your concert's coming up so fast, and bargaining with the students that they don't really buy into it, especially the little ones. They have never done it before, so you have to try to paint this picture of what their first concert's going to be like, and they really truly don't understand it until they do it for the first time. So anyway, just trying to get all of these moving pieces together. We did have dress rehearsals for each school, and those went incredibly well. I was so proud of the kids for coming together during a school day and just performing for their teachers. They did great. And the teachers, I have to also give a huge shout out to all of the teachers at Lincoln and Harding. They are incredible and so supportive of me and our students, and I could not put together a concert without them. So
Nice. Yeah, I mean, I would think for, for most of us who are like ensemble directors, like we probably don't realize how, oh gosh, what's the word? I guess like how, for lack of a better word, thankful we are to be able to rehearse in spaces that are probably where we have the concert. Like if we're able to rehearse in the auditorium, if that's where we're gonna have our concert, or rehearse in the gym that we're gonna have our concert, like that's a huge advantage for the students. But for you don't even get to go rehearse.
no, we have our concert the night of in the space, and they have their dress rehearsal at each respective school in their gyms. So it's a huge shock for them. A lot of times I have littles who are just absolutely loving the experience of having a concert, and they just look out and see all these parents and people and they just love it. And then there are other kiddos who it really does freak them out, and I don't blame them at all, because it's like, how do you truly prepare these kids for this kind of experience without them having done it before? So that's that's a little bit of where I'm trying to prepare them and make sure that they are at least sort of aware of what's going to happen and how it's going to happen. But they always do such a great job. They are super cute. Our theme this year was Christmas classics for Lincoln, so we did, songs that everyone knows, Jingle Bells, Deck the Halls. Man, that was a long time ago. We did something new this year. I did a scarf dance with the littles to the song Sleigh Ride by Leroy Anderson.
Yeah. Not
Leroy.
Leroy, as some scholars might say, but I think for us people,
Leroy.
we know, we all know it's Leroy.
If you know, you know. So anyway, that was super fun, kind of showing the kids like a super popular Christmassy song that they probably hear all the time but didn't know what it was, and incorporate some dance as well, because we really do a lot of dance in elementary music, but we don't always showcase it at our concerts, so I thought that was super important. And then Harding did, what did I call, holiday hits, and so they did songs from popular Christmas movies. So they did The Grinch, You're a Mean One, Mr. Grinch. They did All I Want for Christmas Is You. They did Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer, the Chipmunks song. Gosh. It just it's funny how it just all leaves your brain when you've done it already. I don't remember the other one, but anyway, they did an amazing job. The
Hot chocolate.
Hot chocolate, thank you, from Polar Express. So that was probably their favorite one. But yeah, they did a super awesome job. Mr. Martinez came out as Santa Claus.
No, I heard Santa Claus came to your. I don't know. I was there watching.
Okay.
I don't
Yeah.
think
All right. Well, anyway.
that's true. But
Okay.
yeah, I heard. But from what I heard, whoever did play Santa Claus was probably Oscar worthy, and that a Town Scout should come out at some point for the next Christmas Hallmark movie. If they ever make Hot Frosty 2, and they need a Santa Claus, they might be able to call someone.
You've never even seen Hot Frosty, so you don't even know what it's about.
Well, if it's like any other Hallmark movie, I think I can make some
this
strong
one-
predictions.
This one was built different. If you haven't seen Hot Frosty, it's hilarious. You need to go watch it.
It's on Netflix, isn't it?
I think. Yeah, the plot is so funny to me, and yeah, it's very Hallmarky, but also hilarious. Just how corny it is. I don't know. Anyway, that's just my take on that. But anyway, yeah. So concerts are done. High school sounded awesome as usual with their concerts.
Oh, thanks. I would say I know we already kind of touched on it in a previous episode, but yeah, I mean it was a week of 6 concerts.
Mm-hmm.
No, wait, hang on.
Well, Central
four,
had theirs.
Four concerts.
Yeah.
4 concerts. Central, and then like 2 days later it was
No,
Lincoln.
Central had theirs on Wednesday. We had ours on Thursday.
Well,
Two concerts on
I would
Thursday.
say it's technically 2 concerts back to back Thursday, and then the Sunday was the junior high in the early afternoon, and then that evening was the
high school.
High school one. So yeah, so 5 concerts, or I said 4 concerts. 1, 2, 3,
How many?
4, 5 concerts. Sorry, I'm like doing the math in my head, but that's hard to think about when it's already in the past. So looking towards the future, as always. So it's. I mean, you made the comment earlier. It's like, oh, it's amazing, like how you kind of forget. It's like, well, I mean, when you're already into the next portion of the school year, and you have so many other objectives. Like, there's really no time to reminisce, and especially at MR, there really is not enough time to reminisce. We gotta keep going for the next thing, which for the high school is already, and junior high is already still an ensemble.
Woo-hoo.
So music being copied and printed out. We'll probably go more in depth on all of that when Kevin and Lisa join us, but we've already started that process with copying things, and it's like, oh, you're missing this book. Hey, Jamie from Kidder, shout out. we need this book, or we need this sent to us. So tis the season for getting everyone set, ready to go for the solo ensemble season that's already upon us, and at the same time organizational as well. So, but anyway, so it's been very busy since obviously we since you were last on too.
The holidays are so busy.
Yeah, holidays are busy.
Break goes so fast, and I still feel like I'm trying to catch up, just mentally and physically. I don't know. It's funny. I don't know. Break goes fast, and then you come back to school. Also, the first week of school back is really tough for every teacher. I think it's tough for the students too. So it's just kind of reminding kiddos of expectations and procedures and protocols, and like, here's what here's what we always did before break. Because it's amazing how quickly it goes away. So
it is, yeah.
It's an exhausting week back, but
well, and similar to last year, we come back on our first day with just the teachers, and there's already talk of this major snowstorm that's coming,
which really gaslit everybody.
Yeah, which is all the bread milk going away, and the most that we got. Well, and it was crazy. It was literally all the towns south of Macomb got all the snow that was predicted, and then and south of the state too. And then it turns out later on there was like this pocket of dry air, like quite literally like a bubble, just shielding Macomb and Monmouth from any and all snow for like a majority of the snowstorm. And then we ended up getting snow towards the end because the dry air went away. So that was pretty funny. That was just like, wow, okay. That was kind of anticlimactic there. But honestly, this time last year we had, multiple days off in 2 or 3 weeks. So, but hey, winter's not done yet. Honestly, this was like the first snow we've had in the new year. And so for not being as bad as it was is kind of shocking. But, we live in the Midwest. It's going to probably be 40 today as we're recording this, and then it'll be negative something next week and fluctuate, and then we'll have snow in April somehow. So, which has happened before. So, anyway, but, the next portion I thought we'd talk about a little bit is...
Wicked, I'd love to.
Absolutely. So, just so you all know, I was blessed with the ability to love musicals. And unfortunately, my wife, Dr. Mrs., as well as so talented she is, musicals are not her genre all the time.
They're not my thing always. Okay, so the reason for this is because it's so hard to explain to someone who loves musicals, but for me, musicals give me secondhand embarrassment. I think it's just the overacting on stage and like the... You know what I mean? The over-the-top dramatics and just like, I don't know what it is, but it makes me cringe sometimes. So I really have never seen any big musicals at all, minus like The Sound of Music or well, I just saw Wicked, and that was life-changing, and I'll explain why in a minute. But anyway, and, like, music theater, too. I've heard a lot of music theater musicians that are not... How do you put that nicely? It's screaming. It's not necessarily pitch, it's screaming. And so to me, I'm like, oh, that's not pleasant. But anyway, so seeing Wicked, previously never having seen it before, minus clips, it was absolutely amazing. The musicianship that Ariana and Cynthia showed in that musical movie was stellar. I thought that they both did such an amazing job, both as actors and as singers. And I truly enjoyed the plot. I thought that it was just... Sorry, we have a clock in our kitchen. I just thought that it was just absolutely incredibly done. So coming from a sort of musical hater, it was awesome. And I won't, like... Art will tell you I will give it a chance, mostly. I will watch a musical if I have to be in a very specific mood to do so. So, you know, like different... What was the latest musical? Probably Meet Me in St. Louis.
Yeah.
That we watched. I had never seen Meet Me in St. Louis, so we watched that. And, you know, again, it's just a lot. But I've never seen Cats. I've never seen Phantom of the Opera. I've never seen Rent or The Music Man or... Oh, I take that back. I have seen Fiddler on the Roof because my friend made me watch it one time.
So let me go back to something that you said, is that it's the overtopness that you don't get. So there's a difference on stage as, like, a musical theater person, right? Because the difference between theater and movies, you don't have close-ups. You just see the stage.
I understand. I
So,
understand
like,
why you have to do it, but
yeah.
it just still makes me cringe. It makes me, as a person who doesn't like being that way to people, cringe so hard.
Secondhand embarrassment.
So again, that's why I say it's not embarrassing to me because I never do it, but it's embarrassing to me for you. I'm embarrassed for you. So that's where it comes from.
Definitely a hot take.
It is, and I don't claim, you know, not everybody has to feel that way, and that is totally, like, that is probably one of the most hot takes as a musician that anyone's ever heard, and I get that people don't agree with me, and that's fine. I don't agree with it necessarily, like, I don't agree with the hubbub around certain musicals either.
I'm going to blame that semester you took in college where you did the ring cycle. I think it just ruined it for you.
That's not a musical, that's an opera. And I can appreciate opera on a different level. And some operas, again, give me secondhand embarrassment. So there you go. Like,
yeah, Wagner, jeez.
I don't know what truly made me feel that way. I don't know. I've never been a huge... for as long as I can remember, I loved Sound of Music because I grew up with it. Yeah, I don't know. I've never seen Oklahoma. I know the song Oklahoma. But you have to, and it's ironic is that's the last song in the musical. It's not even the opening number. It's the absolute last song. I do like My Fair Lady. Does that count for something?
That's a musical.
Okay.
But again, it's a like you like musicals. I think that are made into movies, or musicals that are shot like movies.
Yeah.
Like one of my favorite musicals that I've never seen live is Company.
Never.
And the only version I've seen of that is like the revival from like 2008 or something like that, and it's like shot like a movie. Mm-hmm. So, but it doesn't feel like a movie because I think like the way that there's still like this over the topness that you're saying about theater, I think still exists, and that's what makes it that much more emotional and whatnot. Also, the musicians in that version of the musical are the pit, so like they're singing and they're playing the instruments at the same time. Yeah, and I think part of it too for me is I've always been in the pit of musicals, so like I play the music for the people that are screaming on stage. It's pronounced belting, I'm sure some of them would say. Well, anyway,
So, like, it's a totally different culture, and we could go into the whole, like, I don't know, music. There's always been, like, a little bit of, I feel like, I don't even know what to call it, a separation, a rivalry almost between choral versus band. Do you feel that way?
Wait, say that again?
Like, I feel like there's always been, like, you know how band kids back, I don't know, for me, us band kids were like, oh, the choir kids. And then the choir kids were like, oh, the band kids. Like, we were just annoyed by each other.
I mean,
The band kids were annoyed with the choir people for just singing all the time. And then the choir kids were annoyed with band people because we would play instruments all the time.
I think...
And so, like, I think it was also that, you know, like, the people... You're not your rivals because you're not, I don't know how to explain it, but the people that annoy you are in the opposite camp. And so you tend to just stick with what you know. So I know musicals from the pit standpoint, and I enjoy the music from that standpoint. I enjoy performing the music,
Mm-hmm.
the background music, the accompaniment.
Mm-hmm.
Does that make sense? So again, hot take. I understand people.
We're gonna get so many email.
You guys
about
are gonna
this.
get so much hate from this.
Yeah,
podcast
I'm gonna have to
episode.
maybe talk Kevin to maybe have you on eventually in
You
maybe
guys
like
may
4
have
months or
to
so.
like edit this whole thing and just be, oh, can't say that.
Yeah, I might have to bleep a lot of this out
That's
because
fine.
you know, and then try
That's
to
why
like,
I told you.
circle
I
back.
told you. If we talk about Wicked, I'm cool. And actually, Art was shocked when we saw Wicked. I requested for him to get us tickets to the Peoria Civic Center to go see Wicked live, and he did. And so we're gonna go see Wicked live.
Yeah, that's gonna be fun. That's gonna be awesome.
Anyway, yeah.
But
Love
you like Wicked now.
It was
You
great.
like Wicked. It's good. It's a work in progress. I already have so many movie versions that we're just gonna have to educate you on. Oklahoma could be great because we can watch Hugh Jackman be Curly, and that's pretty awesome
Okay.
because he's a really good singer.
We'll see.
Even though you just saw him in Deadpool a few months ago, which is like complete opposite of what his career actually started with.
Yeah.
But
But yeah, we've been just like walking around the house singing random "Have Another Drink."
Yeah. Yeah,
whatever,
Dark-Eyed
Eyed Beauty.
Yeah.
Or like just random lines from the
That's
musical.
my lime. And there's the copyright strike. Okay. Gotta edit that out.
No one knew what that was.
So, yeah, but, we're going to make this one short and sweet, just because, like I said, without having Kevin and Lisa here, definitely.
Oh, fine.
Well, I mean, do you have anything to add to
No.
your hot take? I think you're already in hot water. Do you want to add fuel to the fire here?
No.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, like, never mind.
Well, I was going to say, to wrap up, I was going to say because it's like beginning of the year, New Year's resolutions are always a thing. I think for both Kat and I, we have our New Year's resolutions. And honestly, I'd say, like, I think we're doing a pretty good job with what we're trying to accomplish. I think it's also just, like, one day at a time. Like, the reasons that a lot of, New Year's resolutions fail is because we have, like, these big plans and we think so far in the future, which is great. But sometimes I think we lose sight of, like, it's important to be, in order to get the end goal, it's the day by day. Like, if you're trying to drink more water, like, have a dedicated vessel to drink from every single day. Have it by your desk. Have it by your workstation. Have it in your car, so at least you're having it on the way to and from where you're going.
I saw this TikTok that said, as a teacher, every time your student says your name, you have to take a drink of water. And I thought that was actually kind of hilarious.
Yeah, those super bad kids are going to get really hydrated.
Especially if... Huh?
You said every time the teacher says your name. Drink of
No,
water.
every time a student says your name.
Oh, the teacher. Oh, I definitely heard that as every time the teacher says the student's
Well,
name.
I don't know. We'll have to go... I think I said it right, but maybe I didn't.
I don't know.
But
You probably said it
anyway,
right. I just heard it wrong.
Every
That
time
happens a
a
lot.
student says your name...
The teacher's name.
Yes. So, Miss Martinez, you have to take a drink of water.
Boy, I better be near a bathroom because I'd probably be my bladder would be
Boom,
full.
roasted,
My-
MR students.
My well, it's not. It wouldn't even be at the high school. It would be at the junior high.
Absolutely.
It would definitely be at the junior high. Anyway, but
Love you, junior hires.
yeah,
You're great.
well, all the MR students, obviously. So, but anyway, what I was trying to segue to is as we wrap up here, is just whatever your New Year's resolution this year is. I hope that you're succeeding. I'm sure we all have maybe multiple things we want to get better at, but take it one day at a time. Maybe choose one thing that you want to do a day to get better at, and then that will lead into the next thing, into the next thing, and the next thing. But I think this year for New Year's resolutions that we have, I think we're off to a good start. But again, just making sure that we're keeping each other accountable, because we both don't like to drink plain water. But I think we're doing pretty well with that.
You never said what you're trying to get better at.
Oh, I guess I didn't. Okay.
So people, when you said drink water, everybody's like, "Oh, I guess he's trying to drink water." Then.
Well, I mean that's one of them. My New Year's resolutions, I have a couple different ones. Water was one of the biggest things because I know I don't drink enough of it, and to help me kind of wean off of caffeine reliance. But as a teacher, you gotta need caffeine, so trying to do all that. The other one is obviously lose weight. That's always something that I struggle with, and the stress of being a teacher is obviously doesn't help, but trying to find ways of just okay, maybe I can't, or maybe I shouldn't eat this, but instead I'll eat this to get more protein, or instead of working out for a whole hour, maybe I just go for a 20-minute walk, whether it be walking the dogs or just go on a treadmill at the Y or something. Just kind of things like that. Also trying to write music, just a couple measures every single day. I have my projects that I'm already I've assigned myself, or I told students I'd be writing. So working on those every day for just a couple measures, even if it's just or if it's just developing on those measures, just so I can get better at the whole writing thing too, is something that I really want to get better at this year. Today was the 1 year anniversary of me officially launching my official composing and arranging, whatever you want to call it, not campaign, page or business. Yeah, I guess I can't really. Sorry, my dog.
Featuring.
Sorry,
Lois Elaine.
Lois Elaine, my dog had an itch and she decided to scratch that moment. Yes. 1 year of me launching all that. So, and I've written a lot, I've arranged a lot, and published a lot of things too. So I just want to keep that trend going. It's been really, really fun exploring this kind of, I guess, talent that I always kind of wanted to have, but it's been really enjoyable. So, what are your New Year's resolutions, Dr. Mrs.?
A lot of mine are kind of private, but obviously going to the gym and holding a steadier workout routine. Last year I had a pretty good year at being active and everything. I was running. I started a running journey, so to speak, last year and did my first half marathon, did a couple 5Ks and one 10K, so it was a good experience. This year I'm focusing on building muscle and just feeling my best. So yeah, that's what I'm focused on. The other goals I'd say are a little more personal, but
Well, personal or not, all goals, like I said before, just take it one day at a time, just do your best, and achieving one that kind of motivation to keep moving forward and will then kind of lead into other things and lead into other habits that you may want to start. All right, well, before we close here, we want to thank our sponsor, K-3 Music Service. Thank you guys for everything. Yep, shout out for everything that you guys do for us. They wanted to let you all know, our listeners know, that They will be at IMEC, and so will we. We will actually be doing hopefully 1 or 2 episodes out there with some of our favorite directors from the area. But they want to let you know that they'll be at IMEC. They'll have their booth there set up. They're going to have tons of band music, flex band music, choral music, vocal music for solo and ensemble type things, and tons of discounts. And they'll also have this IMEC survival kit. And to know what's in it, you're just going to have to show up to the booth. I think we'll also make an appearance at the booth sometime. So if you guys want to see us there and say, hey, we could definitely do that. Do maybe a photo op for our Facebook page and social medias and whatnot. So looking forward to IMEC. It's in 2 weeks. Can you believe it? It's crazy. Another all-state season is upon us. And we're starting 2025 off pretty quickly. So... Anyway, all right, well, I'll leave it there. Thank you, guys. We'll look forward to doing another episode next week. Hopefully, Kevin and Lisa will join us. And until then...
Bye.
No.
What? Oh, girl, bye. Sorry.
Oh, no,
I'm
you got to do it. So it's girl, bye. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Girl, bye.